Yeah, those two different thumbs up.
Okay.
I
Just a
request
minute.
you to send it to my number on WhatsApp. I put it in the chat. Just go ahead.
Yeah. Just a minute.
I've shared one more artwork. The others?
Okay. So could other like we'll get in the feedback later. Before that, mm, I request the participants to talk about their reflections. So what was their experience in working with fluid art? How it made you feel?
Can you give us a sample of what the explanation is going to be like? Like what we are going to reflect on?
Basically like how was it like? What was their initial impression when it comes to like fluid art after working on that? So how they felt, and what was the thing that was like going on in their mind when they're like tilting when they're playing when they're seeing the colors are getting blended. So how it made them feel overall?
Yes, Geeta ma'am, you wanted to go.
Yeah, I was very anxious because I was trying to hold the paint, prevent it from not slipping, prevent it now, trying to get some design, trying to make it spread all over. And then after I started, I realized that my entire consistency was very runny. So the paint was literally running over the page. It didn't flow like as it did in the videos. Okay, so it was a strange, unique experience.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geeta ma'am. So others, what is your experience? How you felt?
One thing that I felt was in terms of connectivity for me. So I wanted to use various colors. I wanted to inculcate everything together. But then I felt that the connection is something which was missing, which I think I'm able to relate with my current situation, which I have in life right now. Connectivity with certain things, certain people. So maybe it could be that when I'm talking about the connections, I feel that is what is like very highlighted to me. But I was pretty sure that I wanted to make it as much as colorful, inculcating a lot of colors. So that was shown, and I was more looking for free flow of the colors, which was a little restricted in whatever I did. Yeah, someone
Uh,
else wanted to.
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, yes, okay. Yes, Gomiti ma'am, you can
Yeah,
come.
yeah, yeah, thank you. Uh, Actually, while doing this work, no, I'm very enthusiastic to do it. Uh, I wish to make it in a beautiful way. My thoughts were like that while doing this painting, and I mixed the colors very consciously. Uh, but what is the thing means, since it's the fluidity is not that much flowing, so I feel like the density is more in my thicker in my painting. The density is more. Otherwise I made it with full focus, with interest and full focus, and my energy is fully into making this fluid art.
Valid point. The focus and full thoughts was about like into it. We were
That's
not
right.
like distracted
That's
from
right.
it, but it was only that we wanted to make it happen, and I think it's a very good way to improve focus and concentration. That is what I feel.
Yes.
Yes, Sridhar.
Yes,
Yes, Vidya ma'am. Thank you, Gomni ma'am. Vidya ma'am, anything would you like to add?
Yes, actually, I didn't know this kind. I didn't know the technical term for this particular art that it's known as fluid art, because I've seen my nieces doing this very often at home, on canvas. The way I was really confused. Like, she didn't know, she didn't learn it from anyone else, but the way she was mixing the colors according to the thickness of the paint and all. So I used to really be confused. So many times நான் ட்ரை பண்ணேன். இன்னைக்கு வந்துட்டு when I did, I thought that paint should be really thick, because the tube was mentioned as acrylic paint that and I had only the shade of blue, green and white. But போட்டு படம் I think ரெண்டு shade வந்துட்டு it was very light, and I didn't have any additives to mix. So I just tried to use just the paint which I had. And I think the blue overshadowed almost the green and the white almost. But as Gomiti ma'am had said, like I was more focusing on that swirling of the canvas, like I didn't want it to spill also, but I was trying my best to cover the entire canvas. Like my complete concentration went on that, and I tried to see whether we can make some what do you say, something that we are familiar with, some kind of design on the canvas. So I was just focusing on like that, and though it covered the canvas, I think the blue overshadowed almost all the colors. So it was really interesting though. But like it's almost like, I can compare it with the way we baking, making a rainbow cake when you're mixing the dough. I mean, all that batter with the colors, food additive colors, and you keep swirling that batter. The shape changes according, the batter color changes according to the colors that we add. So same way it happened here. So that was really nice. Thank you.
Yes. So that is the thing, like the beauty about fluid art is though you like add two colors in the same ratio, it is not that always like you'll get that 50-50. So how they interact. So between different colors, one will have like more density. So how the pigments like work with each other. So for this like painting when I made, I did not like add the green like in higher ratio than other things. But still, when it was like blending, I could see that one color was like more dominating. So that is how like the fluid art works. So that is interesting, and it is always like as mentioned, when we see the two like what the two pigments interact with each other. That itself is a very therapeutic, very meditative like thing. So that is where like we were able to like focus on that. So it is something very important for us. So some of the important like yeah, thank you all for your reflections. So few like closure things which I want to say is one concern that always comes to like my mind when it comes to fluid art is the amount of pain that gets like wasted, because it is like very much like because the one of the practical challenges with fluid art is it is like expensive. Like for example the one kit like which has like some three colors, so that is something if you're going for like very good brand, the three colors comes around like 1200 to 1500. So like the basic thing that will start somewhere around like 250. So it is something like that. So in one way like the fluid art painting itself is like bit expensive. So in that when like the huge amount of paint that gets wasted is always like a primary concern for me. So what I do is in such cases, so I do like improv art. Again, improv visual art is another like artistic approach where basically here in the fluid art, the artist will never know what is the outcome is. In improv art, the artist will start with something with whatever that is given to him and try to make something out of it. So as you could see, like the three arts, the first one in green. So that is something like I even don't want like waste the watercolor. like after dipping the brush and all, we'll get the like the colored water, right? So that like I used it as a base to like come up with this particular art. Then the second one, as you could see here, this is something the drip of the fluid art. So when you are tilting all the paint that gets dripped, so that I usually capture them in separate other thick sheets. And after once the drip is like I collected, I'll try to make something out of it. Here, like we have these butterflies, flies, and the flowers and all are made of those dripping. And this one is something the one with hope. It was my very first fluid art that I tried. So I remember when I tried this, it was in some 2, 3, I think 3 years back, almost 3, 4 years back. It was around night 2 o'clock something. I was like, I want to draw a fluid art now. Then I attempted it, and it didn't like end up like well. Like that time, I had fluid art should look like this, brushing all these shots and all. I thought it will look very wavery, it will look very beautiful. But that is how like this one, the one with hope, it came out the background. Then somewhere I started to feel like it was not blended well. Then I saw that okay, but still it gives a texture, it gives a background. Then I made this as hope that no matter whatever comes, hope always like takes us forward. So in that way, you can always like think of how you can make some improv art using the wastage of your fluid art painting. So that will like help us to improve our creativity. Also, will get relieved that okay, my paint is not getting wasted. So this is something which I like followed.
I have a request. With
Yes,
whatever we have done now, can
yes,
you like facilitate that next stage of improvising with whatever like we've done for now?
yes,
If you can give 5 or to 10 minutes to just
yes,
for us to add on and have a kind of picture which we want to like portray.
yes.
Can we go ahead with that? Are the others okay with it?
Ma'am,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
not yet dry actually. So
Yeah, but with whatever is there, if you want to inculcate something, maybe let us take some 5 minutes to add on something.
okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll share like my reflection. Again, the one thing is like as I like used to mention in the like previous sessions that when it comes like looking at the art, usually I don't look it from a very like analytical perspective or something to like this thing. So like in that way, my understanding will be like minimal. Whatever that comes to me, like I share those points. So seeing the like the first one now, which has this blue, red and all. So I feel like here the paint is like the artist they dripped it like it is like the puddle is not like actually performed in that, because when you are doing the puddle, one paint will be like blended in the other paint. So that is one thing. But basically, I think the person like they try to drip it. So that is one thing. So fluid and moreover, you could see that it is like very water liquidy. So the movement will not be there. It will like get stagnated in one place. So in case if you are able to like put the same color like together, as we could see the violet and sky blue, the interaction. So if it's somewhat the density is high, that could have been a texture would have been formed. So I would say instead of like spreading all over the like canvas, it's always in what for example for this thing. For this puddle art, what I did is like I used four spaces. Like here I used color one, color two, color three. Then here second puddle, third puddle, fourth puddle. So that is one way, because if you like drip all over, that may like come with a different texture and it will not get blended well. That is one thing. And coming to the second one, the one in the like the brown color, the brown background, brown paper with the like black. So I would say if the same is performed in a white, that itself will look like very artistic. So that is something, and we could see that here also like it is also like we did not use puddle or like the dirty pour. It is something like I think it has been like poured with some like in different areas we just navigated the pouring. If we are able to like pour it in the middle with some if you're adding some white or like black along with the brown in a white canvas, that itself will give a very good like impression. So that is something. And the one in blue that looks like good, so that is something like that's like very good. Like I think the person who did I don't know whether they already have the experience, so it looks like very neat. So it looks like we could see here the beauty of this particular like artist. We didn't the artist did not go for different colors. We could see like all are in shades of blue. So many times we don't need to when you're going for three or four colors, you don't need to necessarily go for four different colors. Going through four different shades itself is like enough for fluid art because that itself will give a lot of impression. And this one, the one in pink also, it looks good. The tilting is something we need to like tilt more. You can like use one more thing that you can like follow when, especially when your paint comes like this is, if you have anything to rotate, like any base for you to rotate, if you could like put it and if you rotate, that itself will give a very beautiful impression. So that is one point because here we could see all the colors, the yellow, red is like blended very well. The only thing is if it's like tilted in a rotational manner, we can get a very good impression. So in case if I like, if my like art comes in these manners, so these are some of things I might do to improve it. So that is like my reflection. So this is something like this is what I did, like I mentioned earlier. And the most important point that I want to mention is, as you could see, like the painting in the screen. So I feel like the idea of the fluid art, why it is unique, can be like summed up with this one painting itself. As you could see in the painting, it has two offs, right? The off on the upper end is something of like this painting. Okay, it's like it's a merged photo basically. Okay, the one of that you're seeing on the top is like this one. So the other of what you're seeing on the bottom. So like, could someone share like what is the difference between these two when you look at these two like images? So what do you think the difference is? What do you see? The upper half looks in a different way, the lower half looks in a different way. Could someone share like what would have made the difference?
The
Why they
color,
look? Sorry.
the colors which you have used,
Hmm.
it is something different in the upper this thing, yellow, blue, green, pink, and the upper so lower part is with some other colors.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Kundan. Any other like points? Okay. So I'll share. So the most like interesting part or one of the like biggest like what the philosophical learning that I got from this particular like painting is, so whatever like the color like that you're seeing on the upper end, the exact same color is used in the lower end as well. Okay, so it is like it's a ditto of the same coloring, same ratio, same thing. Everything is like exactly same. Then why the upper one looks totally different, the lower one looks like a totally different is in the lower painting. I tried mixing up with a brush. Like after it got the similar texture of what the above one is. I was just curious. I wanted to know, okay, how it would look when I like scribble on it, when I like mix it with what brush, and it ended up like this, and it is something totally like water. It's unrecognizable. If I say like these two are the same painting of like the identical color ratio, everything, we may not be able to like believe. Okay, but the only change here is difference is the lower part is like mixed with brush, whereas for the upper part, it is like the flow was there, the movement was there. Okay, so it is not something we manipulated, we did something. So that is the thing. In one word, I could say the upper one is the freedom. So how the freedom looks when we give freedom, how it looks. The lower one is force. So when we force something, how it would look. So that is a very important philosophical learning that I got. So it's always important to give time, be patient, and trust the process. So these are the things that fluid art is trying to teach us. I believe when we are able to practice that in fluid art and in our life will be as beautiful as these fluid arts. With this, I would like to thank the participants for your active participation and for Swati ma'am for giving me the opportunity. Thank you so much. Ma'am, you are like not audible. You are muted.
Thank you, Sridhar. I would like to ask a few questions to the others, as well as I would like to share my own experiences. So, what I want to ask is, towards the end, after we took it up initially, if you look into the EAT group, all the other participants, including my own self, we've shared our piece of art, whatever we've done, and like what I was just sharing some time back, to like add on to what we want to like have it as a complete picture. With whatever we've done, if we are able to do something, let us take 5 minutes to put those add-ons, and then we'll resend that picture to you in the group. You can look at it, and we will give the feedback of what difference we saw in the previous and what is that add-on conveying us, and maybe we can have a title if possible. Is that okay? Chip, please put a thumbs up if that's fine for you. All right. If Sridhar, if it's possible, you can just go through the EAT WhatsApp group of what we shared. I'm just trying to resend what I sent earlier with some additions. I request the others too to uh, send it across if you have completed your work. If at all you have added any extra element, you can please do share it. So to me, I'm just looking it as an opportunity to add on to the missing connections which I was seeing in the previous diagram. I felt it like an opportunity to have that connections, because I feel it's very important for me as a person to connect with certain significant people for my own well-being, for my own progress, as well as the kind of transactions you have with the others. Transactions is like what you speak and what they speak to you, what you give in, what they give in the relationship. And it could be professional relationship, it could be personal relationship, and that's very, very important. Connections are something very important. So just random colors with no much of connectivity in between, what I felt was something that was missing in what I did in the beginning. Now I feel like it's complete with those extra connections which I've made. And one more thing I thought when you told me was, see, we go in for modern art and a lot of decors, home decors and other material. And this kind of an art, when I looked at art of Gomati ma'am, Vidya ma'am, no, if that could, that itself was like a piece of modern art, which you can just spread it across, even yours, which you can put it on the walls. It actually, it's a good ambience. It creates a good ambience for us. I think the way we set our place where we sit and work, as well as our room, is very much connected to our mind, is what I feel. Why I'm telling you this is, when you look at a place which is very much disorganized, things shattered there, not in the shelves. What needs to be kept in the shelf is put on the sofa, clothes here and there, and not a tidy form. And books are not arranged properly, or the papers or files are not put in the proper place. You look at it as a clumsy place. Then it's somewhere it's a reflection of how your mind is also functioning. I think that is something which I can easily connect to, where I'm like calm and composed, and I'm like functioning, I'm into normal functioning. I put things in place, and when you receive someone also, it's nice to put things in a way that it is makes the other person comfortable, provide them that warmth or whatever, no? So that kind of a thing is like very important. I used to put a lot of glasses. Now I've just made some posters, put some affirmations in the clinic room, in order to like no, anybody who sits in the waiting room will look at it. When you're coming in, you pass by, you look at it. So that's something which you maybe you forgot, but you're reminding yourself about it. So this is my reflection about what we did today, and some of them have sent their additions. So I would like to hear from the others as well. Gomati, your work is very beautiful. No, this is the improvisation she has done.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
put it in the group. Um, yeah, and I can see some extra work in Vidya Mam's work as well. Yeah, I welcome the other participants to give your reflections.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, as I told before, like knowing that this kind of art is actually fluid art and it's got so many therapeutic benefits, because initially I never saw it in this angle. As I told, like this, even the thing that which I did today also, I think it was like based on my observation of the way my niece was used doing her artwork. So that's how, because she normally I mean she's just 14 years old, but she always tells me never to mix contrast colors. Some bright shades and some dark shades, don't go for it. Try to go for the shades of one color, to come bring out a magnificent background. And once you get that background, you can do many wonderful art upon that and all that stuff. But I've never done that because as Sridhar had told, it's very costly also, all these paints and all. So like, and this idea that he's given about this impro art, like using the wasted paint also, we can use it and transform it into an art, is a very new idea for me. So I think maybe I can start using it more. like at least in the small canvas. This canvas also, I borrowed it from my niece. She doesn't know that, but I got it from her. But it's definitely a wonderful thing. I'll really be wondering, like, because especially you need to have real good. Uh, I used to think that's what, like, used to have enough interest in that. It really gives us, develops our persistence, our perseverance when you're doing an artwork. It really helps us, our complete focus, our complete concentration into it. Like, we really don't know what's actually happening around us or within us. But once we complete it, whatever the product is, like when you see it, it really, makes us feel good. Like we have done something that we are really, even if you have been doing it when you are really upset or in a very disappointed state also, the end product will give, when you see the end product of any of the art that you do, it really gives us, either but indirectly it gives us hope. It gives some sort of positive feeling within us. So
Definitely.
that really takes away all the sorrows or whatever confusions that's been going on in our head. So it's a wonderful thing that this particular, especially this fluid art.
Ma'am, I have
Earlier, like
a
as
question.
ma'am had told, right? Modern art, something. I think fluid art is it. I just wanted to know, like, is fluid art is a kind of modern art, or is there any difference between it? I have no idea about all those steps.
I think this
I just
Sridhar
want to.
should say.
Yes, so fluid art is a like contemporary art. So actually, if you see in terms of ages, it is like emerged in 1930. So it is a what? It is a modern art, and all the abstract art as like comes under the category of modern art. And fluid art is a abstract art, so it is a modern art as well.
Yes.
So I
But the
have
And
only problem with the term modern art is many times when we say modern art, people will think it lacks the water, the emotions, it lacks the skill, or they think that modern art is something it will always like water. It is very shallow, but modern arts are also like very deep when we like give this sufficient attention. So that is a very important point that we have to like keep in because today also like when I was telling to my colleague, so this session is happening in the evening. She was like asking, "Oh, what is fluid art? You will just what mix colors? What is like there to do?" So then I was like telling her, "You come and you do, you'll get an award. You will get the feel." So that is the thing. So it is a modern art as well.
I'm reminded of this phrase which comes in a Tamil song. ஓவியத்தின் ஜீவன் எங்கு உள்ளது உற்று பார்க்கும் ஆளின் கண்ணில் உள்ளது. No, the life of it is in the eyes of the person who views it. No, that's a beautiful phrase. Actually, I wanted to ask Vidya ma'am, when you look at your picture, what are you able to like look at it as? Like the way something like I express, no? Like that, I want to just know how is that you're looking at it, how it appears to you when you've done it. And there's also two
when I
things, sorry, ma'am, two things. First, initially when you did it, and later when you improvised on it.
Yes. Initially, when I did it, actually, I just did it out of, it was just very random. I just started doing, I didn't think, like, but the end, after seeing the end product, I initially, like, I thought it represents an ocean, a sea, a middle of the ocean in the, under the moonlight, under the full moonlight. So when you asked me to improvise it, I really felt that, and I thought I'll put in a big moon with stars around because, and especially full moon is known for its powerful healing. In that angle, I wrote that word heal, and so that is something which I can connect myself with, uh, this healing part.
Nice, ma'am. So can I hear about the same from Gomati ma'am about your experience? நீங்க முன்னாடி பண்ணது அந்த அதுக்கப்புறம் improvise பண்ணீங்க ரெண்டுத்துக்கும் உங்களுக்கு அதை பார்க்கும்போது how are you connecting yourself with?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, in my previous image, no, it was not complete. A lot of paint is dripped, like lines, as Sridhar said, no, it was dripped actually. And I did it with full focus. I just wanted to focus in the process and do the things. That is what in my mind. But in the second time when I was doing, no, I was trying to make it complete.
Hmm.
So I want to bring some picture or image like that. So So I used the brush, paint brush, and connected the drips. No, what all the paints dripped. I connected it and made it as a full figure. Uh,
Nice.
but at that time, there was no image. This is what I have to bring like that. I did not think. But now, I'm when I'm seeing the image, no, it looks like a face on uh,
Hmm.
my neck and my head. I feel it is my head, and inside it is no a lot of traumas, a lot of stress, depressions going through, and then the white space. While I doing it for the second time, no, I the peace, and I want to heal, like those things. It was in my mind, so it came in my image. I feel like that when I'm seeing the picture. The white
I can
space,
see
no,
a heart.
yeah, it is peace and love, uh, mm, and I want to come out of all the stress and depressions like that. And the front space, no, that black color, that prefrontal cortex, I related. I couldn't make uh, good decisions, some confusions, like that. I feel it in that way, ma'am. It represents that thing.
And actually, I just wanted to know your team. I
Yeah.
had given it as colorful living, and Vidya ma'am has given it as heal. So, what title would you give?
A soulful living.
Beautiful.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. Gita ma'am, you have anything to say?
No, ma'am, nothing. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Shrika. This was like really informative, and it's something that I did not explore during the expressive art therapy session. That's why I wanted to know what it is and like how it is, or how it impacts us. And like as many of them said, in the beginning, we have no idea of what we are going to do. We just go with the flow. The flow of the paint is the flow in which we are also going. No, so that way it is like no, the output is something quite different when it comes, and we have no idea of what the output is going to be. That's something which is very beautiful to experience and see. And once it's like completed, you just feel that it's still not complete, or you want to improvise, or you want to do something extra. Then you get a complete image of like what it is with, and emerging with a team. And we are also able to look within our own selves of what is that we are going through, what, like how I expressed, like how Vidya ma'am expressed, and Gomati ma'am expressed. Geeta ma'am was telling us previously also about her experience. So I think that way it was really no, enriching. Honestly, very enriching, and it was a new learning for me personally, I would say. And thank you for sharing this information with us. And what was the highlight was that you came with your own presentations, and that means a lot. And is there anything exclusive for you to share with us that this particular image is very close to me? Why? Because this is what came out when I was in this kind of state of mind. Anything like that?
Yes, definitely. So in that way, so this is this painting. It is something like very, very, very close to my heart because like in my room, I have quite a number of paintings. But this is the one thing like I always like if I want to take one painting from this room during a fire accident, I would say this painting because when I was like drawing this, I was like extremely depressed. As I mentioned, like the reason I was like drawing at 2 o'clock is I was like very, very depressed. So I was going through a lot of stress at that time. So I wanted to like draw something that is like basically negative. Okay. But after like starting this fluid art, I was not able to like look at the negative part. So I started to reflect, okay, how things work. So then somewhere like from the idea of wanting to draw something very negative, I ended up something like very that looks very positive, like a sky with like a stars kind of thing, with all the pink and the glittery blue, green and all. So like that is where I was like feeling by seeing this, I felt very hopeful. So that is why I wrote this hope with this the symbol of the hope. So that is something there. So it was a very like very beautiful experience, very memorable experience, and I would say that is like with a few other paintings as well. That has been because usually when I want to draw, like I'll be like emotionally I want to be like very happy or like I want to be like very sad. So that like that actually like changes our mindset. In that way, like this is a very favorite painting of mine. Very very memorable.
Yes. So I give it to you to have a finish over what we began today, which is quite
Yes.
interesting.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you so much. I would like to thank all the participants because like my experiences. So in terms of like my core area of like gender and mental health, I did like so many like sessions. I conduct so many sessions for like so many like participants from all like sectors, but I never felt that anxiety or I never felt like I've never been like very much conscious. But today during this session, I was like for the first 20-25 minutes, I was like very much conscious because I was like thinking whether I'm like doing well, am I what facilitating, am I communicating the right thing, or am I just what looking at the screen now? Because it made me like big thing. Then I realized that this is the first time, though I'm like very much passionate about art. So this is the first time I'm doing something that is fully based on art. So not with other elements. So like it is a very new experience for me. So and then when I was like joining this course, like I was like thinking, I always had this notion whether for my research I should go for literary art or visual art. So because basically I'm more like oriented towards literary art, but somewhere like I thought, okay, let me keep visual art. And I would say like over the period of time, like whatever we got exposed to different modalities and all, somewhere I started to able to know like what is my modality that I'm more comfortable with, the thing I'm connecting with, and getting this thing what able to present something, do a session on this is something which is like very I would say a very memorable thing for me as well. So I want to thank the participants for like being actively like participating,
Definitely.
and I want to thank Swati ma'am for her encouragement and for her support. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome. And I actually wanted to say something. Yeah, what I was trying to say is this can also transform to literacy.
Yes,
No, it can be an intermodal approach.
yes,
We can still creatively write about what we've made. No,
yes,
so that opportunity also we have. Maybe we can try that and we can reflect on it later when we find time. We can do that. Yeah,
yes,
participants.
Yes, ma'am.
So before we finish for today, let us we will continue with our dance movement therapy tomorrow, same time. So let me have a few words from each of you before we close. So once again, thank you, Sridhar. Is there anything that you guys want to share? Just a word before we close.
It was really fun, ma'am. It was a really fun time. This 2 hour and it's almost like almost 2 hours of this, like the way we interacted. You really made us feel really comfortable. With the way to with all your instructions and all. Like it was just completely random, and as you had said also, like it just turned out to be something, it's something that is relatable to us, that we can in some way. So that was something really interesting, so it was really good. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I hear a few words from the others?
Yes, ma'am. Today, this fluid art, this thing is very beautiful, ma'am. I loved it very much. Uh, when compared to other modalities, no, I found some difference in this fluid art. Uh, Without using our hands much, a drawing or something, uh, uh, we are just uh, connecting our minds to the paint fluids by choosing the colors, and then the process, no, completely fully it is the connection between our mind and the colors we choose. uh, in between our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, everything flow into that. So I see it in that way, ma'am. It is very much beautiful, and it will be a very useful and therapeutic, this thing also.
Exactly, I too felt the same.
When compared to other, this thing, it will be more uh, impressed by the clients.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
In a
Yes,
therapeutic session, when we have ups and downs in moods, when
yes,
we're depressed, when we feel anxious,
yes, ma'am.
whatever, no?
Some of them, they would not willing to draw also.
Yeah,
In that case, if it is pains, no, they will use it in any way.
it'll be quite
Trying.
interesting.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And the adolescent population, when you do group sessions,
Yes, ma'am.
because I used to do a lot of work with the young adults, adolescent population. My, as I shared with you, my thesis was with young adults, college students. So
Okay.
they do certain things, which is like paint was the most fun for them. It was they won't do it like a pakka way. Whatever no, whatever they do, and to us, end that's the art.
Beautiful thing. Yeah.
No, so that is
Yes.
something which was very nice and. Yeah, so thank you everyone for joining today. So we'll meet up tomorrow again. Thank you, participants. Thank you, Sridhar, so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sri.
Thank you, man. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sridhar, and thank you all.
Thank you. Yeah.